if you watch The Polygamist, you will see the layers upon layers that Joyce is. This is a character, she's a character that carries so much, and it feels like it is the weight of so many women on her shoulders. And when you play a character like that, you have to wear your emotions and your heart on your sleeve. And for me, as a person who has gone through such dire grief, gut wrenching, have you on your knees type of grief, that just it put my emotions at a place and a level where I can easily meet them. And I meet them at the point of my need. So when I say we're not doing that, I shut it down. But when I say I need your assistance, let us help this woman become, I tap into it. And so the failure in losing the love of the greatest love of my life was my mother. It taught me to become a better performer, and I am a better performer because of that. The failure in not getting roles in this industry, we go through it every single day. But it teaches you again that in life, not everything is for you, and what is for you, that what is meant for you will always come to you. And it teaches you also to be prepared, for your gift and your blessing can come at any time. And if you're not prepared for it, it will go to someone else. And so you always learn as an actor, as a musician, as any type of artist, to be ready, to be well prepped, whether it is with your lines. Me, I'm known, one of the things that I negotiate my contract upon is I will not carry a side to set. I come prepared. Udo Hagen said, an actor prepares. I am a well-prepared performer. And so it's taught me that.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
The upside of failure on 702 afternoons. You can definitely stream on YouTube to be able to see what's happening in studio live. But of course, we make the upside of failure available on our YouTube channel on primemediaplus.com. So you can catch up on some of the previous conversations we've had. But for today, we're chatting to actress and TV personality Gugu Gumede. You take your calls on 011 883 0702 and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. Madame, you are here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You look phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
Whoever
I'm so
made
honored.
this happen, like,
Girl, I made this
am
happen.
feeling
Me
all.
and God. We made it. We are a collaboration, and we made it happen.
I am
girl.
feeling it. And I mean, I have to say, I know people make an effort when they come to this feature, but there is an internal glow about you. What's happening, babes?
I'm pregnant. I'm joking.
I didn't even think that, but now that you mention, ma'am.
Girl, it is the Polygamist Day.
It is the Polygamist Day, and we are so excited. But before we even get to the Polygamist, I mean, I was just thinking about losses of the Bafana yesterday and how heartbroken we are. And then people were like, we knew we were going to lose. And I'm like, but at least just one goal. And I was thinking about disappointments. And I was thinking about that bounce back ability that we all need as people.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like your career has had such an interesting journey. Like, are you at a place where you feel like this is exactly what I manifested, this is exactly what I wanted?
It's insane. Firstly, thank you so much for having me. It's such a great honor to be here today. I've been in this industry for 14 years. I started when, it's so funny because when I recount the story, I say I started when I was 23 and now I'm 34. But I actually started, to clarify, I started when I was 22, turning 23, and now I'm 34, turning 35.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, when you compare it to the likes of you, we started late. Okay? But it's been, honestly, such a long walk to freedom, if I may say so. I started, obviously, I was on the biggest show in, South Africa then, which was Generations. And then I was on the biggest show in South Africa thereafter, which was Uzalo. And it's been such a journey because I was obviously bigger than what I am now. And when you're bigger in this industry, you're typecast.
Wait, we have to be specific to the listeners.
Yes.
Because they're hearing voices, right? So
Yes.
Gugu went through a massive weight loss transformation. So when she says bigger, she means physically, not like my fame was bigger.
No! Oh
so,
gosh!
So
I
that
wish that's what I
we are
could say.
clear, you know.
Yeah.
So
No.
she went through, and when I talk massive, how many kilograms? And I know many people's weight loss journeys. Some people just stop
Yeah.
even weighing, but just to share how drastic it
The
was.
weight loss was.
How many Ks did you lose?
I have lost 54 kilograms.
That is a person.
Yes.
Like I know people who weigh 50 adults. Is it wild when you think about that?
It's insane. Because also when I started the journey, like I really was aiming for like 30. And I was like, because you hear some people, you know, who go through this type of bariatric surgery, they say, oh, some say 30, some say 50, some say 60. And I was like, listen, I don't want to do too much. If I can lose 30 and be just healthier, that's really what I'm aiming for.
So now we backtrack to the concept of typecast, which I can totally relate to, except I don't think in the same way as you, because my close-ups show a baby.
Oh, yeah, no. Darling, you're blessed.
My close-ups show. So
listen, I was playing in context for people to understand. I was 24 years old playing a woman in her 50s.
So you were a parent to actors that are possibly even older than you.
Yes. That's really what it was.
Sorry, we shouldn't be laughing.
No, that's really what it was. And you know, the funny thing is when then people would see me as me, but it's also, I guess, a testament to my abilities as a performer.
Yes.
Because then people would see me in person and they would say, oh, but you actually look so much younger.
Yes.
But the thing is, I'm like, well, you know, as Sebonga Twala once said in conversation, you said, listen, if you have to be a table, you have to be a table. So you have to transform.
For real.
So for me, I looked at my mamkulu, my aunt in English, but mamkulu wami in Zulu. And I said, how do I become her? Because she was what I saw as a mamlambo. So the physicality of that, also how you speak, how you stand, and, you know.
Even just walking.
You have to be an adult.
You must walk like
the child in you
things.
must be untraceable. You must walk like you have lived life. You must walk like you have tasted the waters of apartheid. You must walk like it's that. You have to do your research and you have to play the character.
Even in how you sigh. There's
exactly.
There's an apartheid sigh. There's an apartheid.
And then there's a you know,
the exhaust.
I had to sigh like I was in the marches back, you know, in 76, you know. I had to sigh like that. But it to me, it was like, it was always it was a blessing when I heard people saying how much they believed it. For you to believe anything as a performer, that's what you want. If I am acting and being real in an imaginary circumstance and you believe it, you buy it, that's what I'm doing it for.
Did you ever take offense, though, being, you know...
typecast?
Yeah, just in the sense that when you're in your 20s, and I don't know if you experienced
Kelly,
it the same way.
Why wouldn't I take offense? You don't even need to finish that question.
No, because obviously when we're younger... it still is very personal, as opposed to getting older and understanding that your body is actually just a canvas for whatever character you're playing or storyline you're delivering.
Yeah.
And in the ideal world, the lead roles are written for, you know, the beautiful, specific Eurocentric body type and all of those things.
Listen, even in acting school, one of my acting coaches said, you're never going to play the lead.
Yeah. Unless it's like Precious, the film Precious. You know,
girl, you did not go there.
No, I'm saying unless
not Precious.
Unless it's those type of films. Guys, unless it's, listen, respect to Gabrielle Sidibe, but I mean, they are so few and far between.
Yes,
where even a Queen Latifah playing a lead romantic is rare.
Yeah, no. She told me straight up, and this was, where I studied also. She said, you know, in Hollywood, that's just not going to happen. You're definitely going to get cast. And mind you, she was saying this after complimenting and praising my performances, because I always did so well in class. I was always one of the top achievers. I had a merit-based scholarship from my second year. So I did well. I bought it. And she said, you're just always going to play the best friend. And she said this because I wasn't skinny. I've never been a skinny girl, but also I was black. So she said, girly pop, sit down, girly pop. It ain't going to happen for you.
No, but I also we need to go for a break. When we come back, I want us to also give the context of where you were at the time when we speak schooling, which is in the US, which if anybody's listening, like, how isn't she from KwaZulu? Why is she sounding like that?
Something like what?
Why is she sounding,
What are you talking
for
about?
anybody who is listening, 011-883-0702, the WhatsApp line 072-702-1702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
21 minutes after 2 o'clock, and we continue on the upside of failure as we chat to Gugu Gumede, 011-883-0702, the WhatsApp line 072-702-1702.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I like how you pronounce my name. Gugu Gumede. Like, girl, that's heavy. Heavy.
Gugu Gumede. So, Gugu Gumede, you were giving us context now about, and maybe share, when did you leave KwaZulu to go to America?
I've never been to America.
You have?
Never. What's that? I've never even stepped out of KwaZulu, as you say. Oh man, I was a little baby. I was 19 years old. I had obviously matriculated, and then I started at UKZN for a couple of months. My mom was like, "Oh, just do something else. Don't do acting. You know how parents do."
Yes.
But after she had been in full support of me acting, by the way, and then I think when I got older and it was really getting real, she's like, "Oh, this is getting really real." And she was like, "Girl, just like try something else." But then I was like a couple of months in, I was like, "Mogeli, I need to follow my passion." So she said, if you're going to follow your passion, then study. So I went to study when I was 19.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what did that open your eyes to?
First of all, it opened my eyes to the fact that, guys, our dreams, they are really attainable. When you are in a place like that, when you're in a place like, LA, and you are seeing these people on a day-to-day basis, people and things, buildings, landmarks that we've seen only in the movies.
Yeah.
Then suddenly you are there. It just really, really just, it makes you see that, hey, these things, we're allowed to dream. We can touch it, we can reach it, we can feel it, it becomes tangible. But also, I think in a place like that where everyone is an artist and everyone is hungry for it, it makes you want to run. It makes you want to take your dreams and run. So it gave me just like that extra push.
As in, okay, not run away, as in
run towards my dreams.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it made me want to run towards my dreams, run towards my passions. And it made me want to always perform at my optimum, because you see that, listen, people are hungry out here. So if you're not bringing it, someone else will bring it, and they will get the role, and they will go.
And if anybody has ever been to LA, speaking to your Uber driver, the waiter at the,
Everyone is an actor.
Everybody's an actor.
Yes.
Everyone's an actor or a musician.
Or a musician, yeah.
And I don't know if that's a discouraging thing or a positive thing. How did you receive that? Because on the one hand, like you say, you can see people chasing and hustling and doing everything they can just for that big break. At the same time, you're also seeing how tough it is, how high the standard is, how big the market is. The US as a whole is, 6 times bigger than us in South Africa. Were there any moments where that was discouraging, where you're like, so am I just gonna be trying to do this to end up being a waiter till when?
Yeah. The fact that I came back during my OPT, which an OPT is what you get after your student visa, and then it allows you, it basically bridges the gap between the F1, the student visa, to a working visa. The fact that I came back on my OPT should tell you how scared I was. But in reality, I thought, I'm coming back for 2 years, I'm going to build my reel, and then I'll go back.
Yes.
That was the plan, because you try to do anything at the time. This was now back in the day. you're trying to do anything 16 years ago, they say, where's your reel? And you've got no body of work besides what you've done in local theatre and what you've done at theatre at school and what you've done, like these student films and stuff like that. You have no extra body of work. So I said, let me come back home. And I definitely can tell you a part of that contributing factor was the fear. And it just felt like being more successful at home would be easier for me. So I did take the easy way out. But I thought then, and for many moons, I thought that was the easy way out. But then I saw the hand of God upon me coming back, that I was really being directed, because then my mom fell sick shortly after that. And then I saw, when everything was coming together, that I needed to be home for this, to take care of my mother. And I was with her for 7 years. Until she then passed.
I want to give ample time to talk about Mama, but I want to ask a question around, the idea of coming back home being the easy way out. I mean, having had conversations with Shannon Ezra, Mampo Brescia, and so many South African amazing talents that went to the US and came back, I have this perception that it's actually hard. It's a hard way to come back, because it almost feels like having to start over, having to reintroduce yourself to the industry, having to rebuild your network. What was it like when you came back? And I mean, I also am aware that there are some spaces in the industry that they see that as like, shem. And then it's like, they're not even trying to do anything with you.
Yeah, you failed. Listen, I can tell you now that there is absolutely no loss in you coming back and rebuilding and starting over. There's no failure in that. It's how you really see it. And again, I think this is just perspective. It's a matter of what how you see things. But for me, I would say I was different because I was still young and I hadn't started any work. I had no body of work in South Africa when I came back home. And I really was just starting the same way that I would have started in Hollywood. Funny enough, when I went there, I one of my exam plays or things that we had to do, I had a one-man show. And my one-man show was titled, and one of my fellow actors that we were at school with here, one of my friends, Nombulelo Mhlongo, her name was, again, like I said, Nombulelo. My name was Gugu. I had titled my one-man show, You Will Pronounce My Name. Because I was a child and I said, Americans are not going to know how to pronounce my name. And I said, you can know how to pronounce my name. Everyone knew how to pronounce my name. They just didn't know how to pronounce Nom's name. So you said Namalela, they didn't know how to pronounce her name. So it got me upset, because I had planned this thinking that was going to be the title of my book, saying, I made it in Hollywood and everyone learned how to pronounce my name, as hard as it was. But that was never the case. I didn't build a life in Hollywood. Instead, my story was coming back home and building it here. I didn't feel any type of way. There was nothing because people didn't know me. I was just a person starting afresh. And I'm not going to lie to you. It wasn't difficult for me. I was so blessed because I remember speaking to Babdu Mandlovu, who said at the time, South Africa needs talent that has trained. So come back home. And this was when I was still living in the US. Come back, you're passionate, and you've got training behind you. And he made good on his word. He helped cast me in Uzalo. And look where I am today.
Shout out to Pepsi.
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you, shout out to Pepsi. Shout out to Google. That's my G. Those are my bosses that I appreciate so much. I've been riding with them for 13 years. No one has believed in me like Stained Glass has. And I always say Gugu's my Martin Scorsese and my Ryan Coogler. When you have people that are always, wanting to see you, whatever they do, whatever project. I started naming the projects that Gugu either they became successful, that I actually was a part of them, or that I ended up not being a part of them. But she always mentioned my name in the room, and I'm so grateful to her, man.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
The upside of failure as we continue our conversation with actress Gugu Gumede, and we take your calls on 011 8830702, the WhatsApp line 072 702 and 702. We're going to go to a call. Mabuto, thank you so much. Ke Mabuto or Mabuto in Gauteng?
Mabotja.
Mabuto, ke a leboga, ke a leboga.
Hey, go man. Leave Mashanga, leave Mash and Match, leave Bafana Bafana. Kuku, I want to send my uncles straight to your home. And it's the elephants that I'm going to bring there, not the... Thank you very much for coming back in SA. Hopefully that everything else will be good for you. Look, we still got a brilliant country. I'm sure you've picked that one up. You're welcome at home.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Oh, Mabuto Relebogile, thank you so much.
You, Mabu.
He waited so long just to say that to you. So long.
Thank you so much, and I'm waiting for the elephants.
Listen, we are sewing. We are rookie
guys.
We are
please
rookie
do me
sissing.
son.
You touched on. I want to quickly revisit the part about the weight loss. What was the thing that brought you to the point where you said, I actually want to go this route?
Oh, girl, health scare. Health scares. But for me, it wasn't a health scare necessarily that happened to me. My mother had, when she got sick, she had a major stroke. And it was caused by hypertension. And unfortunately, because hypertension is hereditary, it runs in my family. And I had a massive issue with it. So I am big on, setting up for the future. I've got a child. So I was wanting to take another policy. And they very nearly rejected me because they said, hey, this is an issue. I had to go, and at some point, I was begging them to do another, blood a BP, is it a test or whatever, to go get my thingies done. And I saw then, how vulnerable I was. And I would go to bed at night and my heart would be beating so fast. And I started really fearing for my life, especially because my child at the time, I think she was 2, and I was so scared. So I knew that I had to change. I think everything else, it's just a byproduct,
Yes.
Then the good roles and the whatever, all that is just thank you for that. But really it was for my health and fearing for my life. And also just how my mom got sick. It's death is one thing, but to suffer like that is just something that I just feared so much. I don't have enough strength for that.
Especially understanding what it did to you as the child and thinking about yourself as a mother.
Yeah.
There are so many misconceptions around bariatric surgery. People are like, oh, it's the easy way out.
Oh,
Please,
no.
Share the part of why it's not the easy way out, and that I discovered a couple of months ago that many patients who have gone through bariatric sleeve or any kind of a gastric type of surgeries, that they are more vulnerable to alcoholism and things like that.
Oh, I didn't know about alcoholism.
Yes, because of how quickly it digests in your body. And if you have not dealt with the relationship with food part, that it's easy to turn to alcohol. So now
turn to other things.
And also the part of, if you're not continuously having mental health support, where now when the weight is gone and then there's an expectation of a certain feeling that maybe doesn't come.
Yeah.
So now the void is being filled, but it's quite a big thing.
It's a mental game, this thing. When I had just done it, I went through a couple of months of saying, why did I do this? And I was having serious regrets. And
is that because of the pain or some of the side
it was
effects?
Because I hadn't dealt with my addiction to food.
Ooh.
That's what it was. And I still wanted to eat because the mind is still the same. For me, I did the gastric sleeve, which basically they make the size of your stomach smaller so you can't ingest much. Everything else, unfortunately, they can't do a surgery on your brain and your mental state and say, stop liking food, stop wanting. Why are you eating? Why are you not getting enough? Why is this not enough for you? And I had done some, I'd gone through some therapy, but not extensive enough. And so I then started like feeling like I was in a prison. I wanted food and yet I just couldn't eat. I couldn't ingest it.
Please share with everybody what happens, because a person might be thinking, how if they cut your stomach, why can't you ingest it? What happens if you do exceed your limit?
You literally can't. You physically can't eat.
Yeah.
I've
heard of vomiting and things like that.
I'm still going to get to that. But you know what? This thing, your stomach is a muscle. It will stretch, right?
Yes.
But when you're first still starting, I'm talking first like 2 months in, because there's a very, very, very strict diet that you follow. Like you go from there to, only liquids for like, I think 2 weeks or something, and then only pureed foods, and then you can get to solid foods. You're like a child. Your stomach is literally reset to that of a baby. And so if you are now ingesting way too much, you will literally, some people, it's not just throwing up only, but they will get physically sick. I've heard stories of people landing in hospital because they had too much to eat. So that thing is a mental game, and it is not easy. And like I said, I felt like I was in a prison in my own body, because I remember when the penny dropped for me. I was on set, and I was still very early on in my liquid, I was still in the puree diet, not the liquid. And I saw someone eating literally some sausage that I love. There's a sausage that I love, and I saw this person eating, and they actually offered like, "Oh, do you want some?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay, thank you," because I was just looking, staring, longing for the sausage and not able to eat the sausage. And that's when I started feeling like, "Oh my goodness, what have I done?" And because I was a person who has suffered from anxiety, and it was just feeling like I felt claustrophobic in my body almost. Like I want to get out. This, like, what did I do? Like I made the worst mistake of my life. It was better being bigger. Like it was just a lot. And then it starts to get better. Like anything in life, it just gets better. You start to recover. You start to adjust. And I remember 2 years later, I then realized, sitting and eating, going, wait a minute, it doesn't hurt to swallow anymore. Like, because I literally could feel when food was getting into my stomach, and like I could feel it, because you feel like there's a little wound there, you know? So it's a lot. It is not the easy way out. It helps you a lot, but it's a tool that is just there to assist. And then thereafter, baby, it's all on you.
You still have to do all of the work.
You have to exercise. You have to, you have to put in the work.
We need to take another break. When we come back, I see your questions and voice notes, and we talk The Polygamist.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
7 minutes to 3 o'clock, The Upside of Failure with Gugu Gumede, who is an award-winning, Yes, it is coming. Actress.
Yes.
And of course, we're going to be seeing her on The Polygamist, which is a South African super novella that we will be seeing on Netflix, where it is 22 episodes. So it's quite a nice length of a drama that we're so looking forward to. And Gugu plays the character of Joyce Gomora. 011 883 0702, the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. Before we chat The Polygamist, here are your voice notes.
Hi, Relebogile. Please, can you ask them about how many episodes will we be able to binge watch tonight of The Polygamist? We're going through a lot as a country, and you know what Bafana did to our mental health yesterday. We need about 5 kgs of ashwagandha, but if they release all of the episodes and all of the seasons possible of The Polygamist, I think we'll be fine. And we've seen the trailer, and we've been waiting for it.
Another one of our voice notes coming through.
Hey Relebogile, hey Gugu. I had a pleasure of actually working with Gugu on a couple of productions.
In 4.5 kilometers,
and what an
turn
amazing
left onto
being,
St.
what
Andrews
a
Road.
creative yeah, man, we cooked a couple of things together, and I'm really proud to have been part of her journey. Johnny Lawrence.
Oh.
So, quickly chat to me about the character Joyce and what's exciting about this role.
You talk Joyce, that's my fighter. Listen, any performer will tell you that there is a role that we don't know. You can't obviously pinpoint and say, this is the role that I would want, because sometimes it hasn't been written, or, the show hasn't been created. But there is a career-defining role that we all pray for. And Joyce, for me, was that career-defining role. And
babes, we're not with you. You finished with Joyce a while ago.
Yes, man.
We are in present tense. And are all the episodes going to be there?
They're already there. What are you talking about?
Okay.
22 episodes, streaming in over 190 countries globally. We've got you. We are your ashwagandha. We got you, baby. You don't need to ask much of us, honey. We're on the ball.
and I'm so excited. And of course, to Netflix being such an amazing, I nearly said broadcaster, but broadcaster in the streaming world.
Yes.
And the way our time runs out on this show is so devastating. I need to ask you.
I see you.
Yo, girl. Okay. What have you learned about failure?
No. It really is how you see it. There's never anything in life that is not meant to teach you something. One of the biggest lessons, for example, losing my mother, not having parents at a young age. As a performer, if you watch The Polygamist, you will see the layers upon layers that Joyce is. She's a character that carries so much, and it feels like it is the weight of so many women on her shoulders. And when you play a character like that, you have to wear your emotions and your heart on your sleeve. And for me, as a person who has gone through such dire grief, gut-wrenching, have you on your knees type of grief, that it put my emotions at a place and a level where I can easily meet them. And I meet them at the point of my need. So when I say we're not doing that, I shut it down. But when I say I need your assistance, let us help this woman become, I tap into it. And so the failure in losing the greatest love of my life was my mother. It taught me to become a better performer. And I am a better performer because of that. The failure in not getting roles in this industry, we go through it every single day. But it teaches you, again, that in life, not everything is for you. And what is for you, that what is meant for you will always come to you. And it teaches you also to be prepared, for your gift and your blessing can come at any time. And if you're not prepared for it, it will go to someone else. And so you always learn as an actor, as a musician, as any type of artist, to be ready, to be well prepped, whether it is with your lines. I'm known, one of the things that I negotiate my contract upon is I will not carry a side to set. I come prepared. Udo Hagen said, an actor prepares. I am a well-prepared performer. And so it's taught me that.
Thank you so much for coming. And we so appreciate your
You gotta have me here
growing,
again.
building body of work. But I want to close off by saying one thing to you. Your mother is so proud of you. I hope you know that. I hope you feel it. And we cannot wait to binge watch The Polygamist on Netflix.
Spend your afternoon
With Relebogile Mabotja.
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.